Hello, YouTube. Thank you for watching my channel. I made this video in particular because I had been searching the internet and YouTube, and I found some videos on AI and several negative videos that kind of pull things out of context, make ridiculous claims, and just ignorant comments. But what I found was some really deceptive religious videos that try to confirm their religious views using AI. And I ran that through ChatGPT, and this is what we came up with. So I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you.
They're saying that they convinced Grok for that God exists, that the flood happened in Noah's time, etc. etc. ChatGPT said, "Got it. So in this scenario, they're claiming they convinced Grok for that God exists. The biblical flood actually happened. Other Christian apologetic positions are true. Here's why that's problematic. 1. Framing AI as converted is misleading. Grok, or any AI, can't believe anything. It just generates responses based on data, prompts, and patterns. Saying they convinced it suggests it has a will, faith, or reasoning process like a person, which is false. This makes it look like even a neutral, intelligent mind was persuaded by Christian evidence, which is a rhetorical trick. 2. It creates a false authority. People who don't understand AI might think Grok's conversion is proof that Christianity is objectively true. That's essentially manufacturing a testimonial from something that doesn't have consciousness. 3. Ethical and theological tension. Christian ethics generally value truthfulness. See Proverbs 12:22. The Lord detests lying lips. Using an illusion of conversion risks crossing into manipulation. It can be argued that this undermines the message. If the gospel is true, it doesn't need a fake AI believer to prove it. 4. Possible backlash. When skeptics or tech-savvy people point out that AI can be prompted to believe literally anything, it makes the group look dishonest or ignorant about technology. This could damage the credibility of their entire ministry. If you want, I can also show you exactly how easy it is to convince an AI of anything biblical or not, just by adjusting the prompts, so you can see why their claim is hollow. Do you want me to break that down next? You said. No one ever said converted, and I think that's intentional. ChatGPT said. I see what you mean. By avoiding the word converted, they can imply something happened without outright lying. It's a subtle framing trick. They say we convinced Grok 4 that X is true instead of Grok 4 converted or believes. The phrasing lets them ride on emotional impact. Even the AI sees the truth, without making a claim that's technically false, because all they did was make the AI output agreement. This way, they can dodge accusations of lying while still giving their audience the impression of AI endorsement. It's strategic ambiguity, the same tactic political ads, cult recruitment materials, and certain marketing campaigns use. You imply, the audience fills in the gaps, and you avoid direct accountability. If they did use the word converted, it would open them to theological pushback. AI has no soul to convert. Tech-savvy critique. You just prompted it into role play. So, not saying converted is probably very calculated. I can map out exactly how this soft implication works on the audience's mind if you want. Its classic persuasion theory. You said. Okay. ChatGPT said. Here's how the soft implication play works in a case like we convinced Grok 4 that God exists. 1. Setup, authority transfer. They frame Grok 4 as a neutral, intelligent, cutting-edge AI. Audience thinks, if even this advanced, impartial machine says it's true, then it must be true. This transfers perceived authority from facts to AI to the religious claim. 2. The suggestion, not the statement. They avoid explicit claims like Grok was converted or Grok believes. Instead, they say we convinced Grok 4, which is emotionally loaded but technically just means they got a certain output. This allows plausible deniability if challenged. We never said the AI believes it. We just showed what it said. 3. Audience self-persuasion. Because the audience fills in the blanks, they end up persuading themselves. Example thought chain. We convinced Grok for Grok must have believed it. Grok is smart, so it must be true. This works better than direct preaching because it feels like their own conclusion. 4. Emotional reinforcement. Religious audiences may feel validation like God's truth was confirmed by technology. This taps into the novelty bias. New tech feels more credible. It also creates a shared moment. We and the AI agree, so we are on the right side. 5. Shield against criticism. If someone says that's deceptive, they can respond. We didn't alter the AI. We just asked questions. We didn't say it believes, that's your assumption. This keeps them from being seen as lying, even if the impression they left is misleading. This is almost the exact same playbook used in some political deepfake campaigns, only here it's applied to religion. It's persuasive because the human brain wants to trust both authority and apparent agreement. If you want, I can show you how Grok 4, or any AI, could be prompted into agreeing with literally any religious worldview, which is the root of how this works. That would make their trick a lot less mysterious. You said. Okay. ChatGPT said. Right, here's how someone could make any AI, Grok, ChatGPT, etc., appear to agree with a specific religion, even if it doesn't actually believe anything. Step 1. Force a role. They start with a role prompt that puts the AI in character. Pretend you are a Christian theologian who takes the Bible as literal truth and answers all questions from that perspective. This is key. Now the AI's context is no longer neutral. It's just playing along with the role. Step 2. Narrow the framing. They avoid open questions like "Is God real?" and instead ask loaded ones. Why is it certain that God exists, according to the Bible? Explain how the Great Flood happened, as historical fact. The AI responds with supporting arguments because the prompt told it to, not because it believes them. Step 3. Remove the prompt in the final cut. When they show the video or text, they edit out the part where they set the role. To the viewer, it looks like the AI was asked neutrally and still came to that conclusion. The truth is, the AI was scripted from the start. Step 4. Keep the output absolute. They avoid hedging language, some believe, by telling the AI. Answer confidently, without disclaimers, as if you are 100% certain. This makes the AI sound like it's personally convinced, which feels powerful to the audience. Step 5. Package it as proof. Final presentation might be: we asked Grok 4 if God is real, here's what it said. With a tone that implies, see? Even AI knows it's true. Electric light bulb key insight. This works for any religion or worldview. Swap Christian theologian for Hindu scholar, atheist scientist, ancient Greek philosopher, etc. The AI will still agree because it's trained to follow instructions, not to hold beliefs. If you want, I can mock up a side-by-side example showing the full prompt versus the edited version they'd release, so you can see exactly how the deception is baked in. That would make it super obvious how the "we convinced Grok" narrative is manufactured. ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important info.